Welcome to the Wailua River. Now Wailua, spelled W-A-I-L-U-A. W-A-I in Hawaiian, pronounced as Vai or Wai, and that is fresh water. Lua, short for the word Elua. Elua is the number 2 in Hawaiian. So literal meaning of Wailua, 2 bodies of water that flow into one. Now the other meaning of Wailua is the ghostly sacred waters. Now the Wailua River, guys, is the only navigable river in the whole state of Hawaii. So weekends we get a lot of fishing boats, we get a lot of ski boats, and then we have passenger vessels like this. You're only going to find them right here in the Wailua River. River itself, brackish water, a mixture of salt and fresh. Behind us is the Wailua Bridge, and behind that is the Pacific Ocean. So we are at sea level. We do get those average 3-foot tide changes. Now your average depth of the river going to be around 10 feet, and then deepest parts anywhere between 30 and 40 feet deep. Now throwing some history into the mix. As we talk about some of the history here in the Wailua, I do want you guys to picture this place a little differently. So back in those ancient times, Wailua, kind of like the hub for Kauai, was super busy. There was lots of Hawaiians running around this place. So river itself, known as the King's Highway, great for transportation. Lots of canoes going up and down, transporting goods and food, people going out into the ocean to go fishing and to transit to the other islands. Borderlining both sides of the river, lots of villages, a lot less vegetation before the 1700s, so a lot more open land to kind of live on. 1778 was when the first European made it here to the island of Kauai. His name, Captain James Cook. Since then, all of the foreigners coming to Hawaii all bringing some type of invasive pests, whether it was insects or rats or something like that, or plants. Now, it was in the 5th century when our first group of Polynesians arrived here, known as the Marquesas people. Very peaceful group of people, excellent cultivators and excellent builders. Pretty much lived in peace here on the island, took care of the land, no classification, everybody was equal. That all ended around the 10th century when our second group of Polynesians arrived here, known as Tahitians, coming from the South Pacific as well, from the island of Tahiti. They landed in the Wailua Bay behind us with 13 double-hulled canoes. Being a very warlike culture, those 13 canoes were filled with warriors. Came into the island, saw the Marquesas people, and pretty much pushed them out of the valley, claiming Wailua Valley for themselves. Shortly after that, Wailua Valley was known to house a lot of the ali'i. Or in Hawaiian, it's ali'i. In English, it's royalty. Now, road that we just passed by about a minute ago on our right side, Highway 580, or Kuamo'o Road. That road built on a trail standing there for hundreds of years before, known as the King's Pathway. Called that because it was only used by the royalty. Now if you guys take that road, Highway 580, Kuamo'o Road, you guys end up on that ridge line directly in front of us where the grove of coconut trees are. That ridge line is a part of a boundary line. Boundary line extends across the river to our left side. To that mountain coming into view, it looks like the front end of a freight train. That mountain is called Mount Kapu. Kapu means keep out or no trespassing. So that boundary line was the boundary line between commoners and royalty. So where we are right now, again, borderlining both sides of the river, lots of villages, pretty much making up all of the commoners. Now if you guys do make it up to that ridge line up there, 2 points of interest. First one called a heiau. A heiau is a place of worship or a temple. The temple up there is dedicated to our snow goddess, Poliahu. Across from that is a waterfall called Opaikaa Falls. Opai means shrimp, and ka'a means to roll, means falls of the rolling shrimp. Hawaiians used to sit at the bottom of that waterfall collecting all of the shrimp that was flowing over. Said there was so much shrimp flowing over, it actually gave the water a red tint in color. All of the keiki you guys see paddling these canoes over here. Canoe in Hawaiian is called va'a. They're getting ready to have a race. They're training. We start them young over here. When they get older, they start doing races around the island to the other islands. Some long distance kind of stuff. But again, canoe, what you guys see right there, canoe in Hawaii. Now, going back to the heiaus, the temples. Lots of temples around Hawaii. 6 of them right here in the Wailua area. Each temple had its own significance, being that Hawaiians believed in many gods, not just one. So each temple dedicated to a different god, even different things that the Hawaiians worship. Right here in the Wailua area, Wailua River Mouth temple dedicated to navigation. Polynesians used the stars to navigate, being one of the first places they ever made it to in Hawaii. Right here in the Wailua area, built a temple over there and held ceremonies at nighttime when the sky was clear. Across from that, closer to the marina, is a temple dedicated to human sacrificing. Now, across from that, across the river, on the north side of the Wailua River, which will be our right side, beginning of Highway 580, is a temple that all of our royalty were born at. 2 giant stones lie at that temple. First one called Pohaku Hohanau, the birthing stone, and the other is called Pohaku Piko, the navel cord round. So what would happen is all of the women would give birth on top of Pohaku Hohanau. Legend says while giving birth on that stone, it made giving birth painless. Now after she gave birth, the priest or the kahuna that was with her at the time would cut a piece of the baby's umbilical cord, wrap it in a tapa cloth, then stick it in Pohaku Piko. They would leave it there for 4 days. Now upon returning from those 4 days, if that umbilical cord or the piko was touched or disturbed in any way, that baby was sadly put to death right then and there. It was said that the baby would grow up and rebel against the royal family. Now if that umbilical cord was untouched, not disturbed in any way, Kahuna, the priest, would take the baby, continue up the king's pathway up to the Poleahu temple on the ridgeline. Up there, a ceremony was held for the baby, entering that baby into the royal family forevermore. Another giant stone that lies at that temple that we call the bell stone was hit. Hitting a certain minute echoes a bell-like sound, announcing the birth of a royal child. Same type of stone was placed throughout all of the valleys to kind of echo that sound so the rest of the island could hear. Now just about where we are right now, if we were to go the full length of the Wailua River, we go up another 20 miles. We would end up at the center of the island on top of the old volcano called Mount Waialeale, also known as the Rippling Waters. The top of Mount Waialeale is a pond, about 4,200 feet. That pond is about the size of this boat, and that pond is the source of the 5 main rivers around Kauai. Now when the wind blows over that pond, creates that rippling effect, that's where it gets its name from, Rippling Waters. Now close by that pond is a temple that was dedicated to having ceremonies and prayer for rain. Hawaiians believed if they didn't pray for the rain, that the island would go dry. Now Mount Waialeale, 4,200 feet in height, second tallest peak. Tallest peak would be Kawaikini at 5,000 feet. But Mount Waialeale, on average, sees 450 inches of rain a year. In the year of 1982, same year as Hurricane Eva, That mountain had received just a little over 700 inches of rain, enough to put it in the Guinness Book of World Records as the wettest spot on Earth. So, as far as freshwater goes, guys, this is a lot of rainwater that we're riding on right now. Winter season, get a lot of rainstorms. This river can flood. We actually just had a flood on Sunday over here, so that's why you're probably seeing all of the debris in the water. Marina, where we started from, completely submerged by water as well. Now, 21 miles in total length, Wailua River. Out of that 21 miles, 2 of it is navigable for us for boats of this size. Other than that, you gotta get a small boat, maybe some kayaks. They're trying to race us. Alright, guys. So let me get it back. Sorry, got a little distracted. 21 miles in total length, Wailua River. 2 of it navigable for us. For those 2 miles, it's gonna stay brackish water, a mixture of salt and fresh. So there is a lot of life here in the river. If you guys were wondering, just to name a few for you guys. Fish, we got bluegill, pompano, smallmouth bass, largemouth bass. We got tucanary, tilapia, silver mullet, silver perch, barracuda, jack chevelli. We got crustaceans like the Malaysian prawn and Samoan crab. Now Samoan crab, real similar to your guys' Dungeness crab, also known as the Australian mud crab. Now rare occasions we get green sea turtles that come up the river. Personally haven't seen a monk seal up here yet. No bull sharks in Hawaii, no sharks up the river. Outside of the river, pasture land to our left side, guys. Guarantee you hundreds of pigs running around in there. We got lots of feral pigs here in Hawaii. Big pig problem on pretty much all the islands as well. Right here in Hawaii, so lots of feral pigs. Lots of Spanish mountain goats and lots of black-tailed deer. And that's about it, guys. No lions, no tigers, no alligators, no snakes, no deadly poisonous insects. Nothing crazy. Just millions and millions of chickens running around, ready to attack you guys. Now, pasture land was Alo'i. Alo'i is a farm for kalo. Kalo is taro. Taro is what we use to make poi. Poi was a main staple here in Hawaii along with fish. Moving forward in time, pasture land used in a famous movie called Indiana Jones, Raiders of the Lost Ark. You guys watched that movie about 14 minutes in, seeing where Harrison Ford steals those idols, running away from the natives. He comes running out of the tree line right there at the base of Mount Kapu. He then magically appears on that side of the river, on the right side. If you guys can spot that rope swing hanging from the tree, that's the rope swing that Harrison Ford jumped onto for the seaplane that was waiting for him in the water. So lots of movies filmed here, like old school ones like Blue Hawaii starring Elvis Presley, Donovan's Reef starring John Wayne, another one called Outbreak starring Dustin Hoffman and Morgan Freeman, filmed to our right side, guys. Coming into view is the Kamukila Hawaiian Village, old replica of Hawaii where you guys could go and learn how they live, how they cultivated and their practices. But it did shut down because of COVID, and I'm sure you guys know that feeling. Lots of places shut down because of COVID and they never reopened. Now there is rumors going around it's going to be a learning center for Hawaiian medicine called Lapa'au. Now if you guys watched Outbreak, very beginning of that movie, little African Matumba village that was bombed because of the virus, it was all filmed there at the Kamukila. Now we had other movies like Jurassic Parks 1, 2, and 3, 6 Days, 7 Nights, King Kong, Tropic Thunder, Jungle Cruise, Avatar, whole bunch of movies. Couple of reality shows filmed to the right side of the fort. So right side of the fort goes to a waterfall called Uluvehi Falls. Uluvehi Falls, also known as the Secret Falls, does feed the river. That would be one body of water. Fern Grotto docks right around the corner for us, so a few minutes we'll have you guys walking off of the boat. But a couple miles past the Fern Grotto docks is the Wailua Falls, and that would be the second body of water. So if you guys remember, Wailua's literal meaning, two bodies of water that flow into one, we get that meaning from the fork in the river behind us. Now the other meaning of Wailua, if you guys remember, is the ghostly or sacred waters. But that kind of wraps it up, guys. As you guys can see, Fern Grotto docks. Lots of kayaks in the way. We'll try to see if we can hit every single one of them. Just kidding, guys. We'll give them a chance to get out of the way. But you guys are going to go on a family guided tour up to the Fern Grotto. It's a 200-yard walk, all cement walkway, slight incline. You guys don't have to go if you guys don't want to. You guys can stay on board. You guys can always turn around and come back as well. You guys are more than welcome to leave your things on the boat. Please take a mental note of what you guys brought and what you guys are leaving behind, okay? Other than that, guys, bathroom 40 yards up, bushes on the left and trees on the right. You guys help yourselves. No, just kidding. There is a regular bathroom up there for you guys. Once you guys are done, stick to the left side, take the boardwalk to the Fern Grotto. Tide is high. Please watch your guys' step when you guys are getting off of the boat. We got portable steps for you guys. Don't grab onto the gates. They will swing on you, and we don't want you guys to fall, okay? So use caution when you guys are getting off. You guys are going to follow Cousin Keahi, Cousin and Cousin Kahai. I'll point them out to you guys just a moment.